Life as an Outlook editor can be challenging, yet can also be rewarding. In the previous episode of Inside the Outlook, we discussed what life is like as both a graduate assistant and as the head copy editor at Monmouth University's award-winning school paper. In the final episode of this mini-series, we will be looking at the challenges faced by the editor-in-chief as well as the news editor. The editor-in-chief has numerous responsibilities. They have to put together and lay out the front page of the paper every week. They have to decide what stories are worthy of being on the front page. They have to oversee all sections of the paper and deal with any issues that arise during the week of production. The current editor-in-chief, Casey Wolf, has been with the paper for a number of years and is a committed member of the newspaper.
What would you say is the biggest challenge as the editor-in-chief of the Outlook?
The biggest challenge is probably getting everybody organized and kind of getting everybody in the same place at the same time, because there's so much collaborative effort that goes on for this newspaper that you kind of need that time with everybody all at once, whether it's like a meeting time or just to check in on how each page is going, or how story development is going. That's probably the biggest challenge.
One of the most challenging sections of the newspaper is the news section. At a small private school, it can be difficult to find worthy news to discuss. Editors of the news section are forced to get creative at times and think outside of the box in order to have a great news section every week. There are currently 3 news editors at the Outlook who work together to tackle the section, and one of them, Jamila McMillan, has been working for the paper for 2 years and has been the assistant news editor for a year. She is going to be the news editor for the school paper next year, and I had the chance to sit down and interview her about her experience at the Outlook so far.
What would you say is the best part of being a news editor at the Outlook?
So I think that there are like 3 main points that I could say about being an editor at the Outlook. Firstly, you learn a lot because for every story that you do, you have to do a lot of research. You have to speak to professional professors. And I think even there's some of the articles are so random, but you learn a lot from it. For example, I did an article on marijuana usage in New Jersey, and I learned a lot about that and how, in other states and how much money they make and things like that. So that's kind of interesting. And then also, you get very much involved with something that has been a tradition here at the university for a long time. The Outlook has been here for years, and I think that the fact that we are part of keeping that going, and we do as an editor, you have to edit the stories, and you make sure that when it goes on to the stands, that it's edited and that people are reading our work properly and that it's written correctly and things like that. So I feel like you're contributing to the university in a specific way that's kind of amazing if you think about it. And then lastly, I would say that one of the best parts of being an editor is that it's kind of like a family here. You meet a lot of individuals I specifically, who are outside of my major, which is political science. So I'm usually in Bay Hall, or for my minor, which is graphic design, I'm inside the Richness Hall. So here I meet a lot of more communication students and things like that. So I feel like we're all friends and we bond a lot here at the Outlook, and we learn from each other and things like that. So that's one of the amazing parts of being an editor at the Outlook.
Overall, there are numerous challenges that each editor faces when they are putting their sections together every week. The editors cooperate with one another to write and edit content throughout the semesters. At times, being an editor can feel like a full-time job, which becomes difficult when also being a full-time student. However, being an editor offers great real-world experience and has many rewards. Weekly editions of the Outlook can be found on stands in every academic and residential building throughout the university. Thanks for watching Inside the Outlook with Danielle Schipani.